Well, this is a garden update from Nashville, Tennessee. This is Steve Hall, and look at the jungle. I mean, an absolute jungle of tomato plants. When my brother Larry said, try that grow bag system in those tubs or in that water supply like that, or the kiddie pool, or whatever you do, it just bags inside a shallow water and it sucks up from the bottom. He said, you're going to see so much because they air prune up against the side of those bags instead of becoming root bound as they do in a bucket. Even though they grow good tomatoes, they go nuts where they can really breathe. And we've got tons and tons of tomatoes coming out already. Look at all these, I think these are Roma tomatoes. They're kind of a longer tomato, but they just jumped out overnight. I mean, wow, there's about 10 of them right there. Zillions of little baby tomatoes over here. I think these are cherry tomatoes. They're coming up. And all my blueberries, blackberries. Look at all the blackberries here. I mean, clusters and clusters and clusters of them. And the cucumbers have finally taken over everything. Just completely gone. And some friends gave me a few more tomato plants. I'm gonna have to give them to somebody else. They were little dinky ones, and I stuck them in this tub, and even them, because I water with lake water, even they're going nuts. I'm gonna have to get them out of there. There's 6 plants in that little tub. That's just way too many. So, but anyway, wowee, look at the plants. They're going just crazy. I think a couple of those in the middle that are going are high are indeterminate, and the ones that are staying down around the top ring of the deal, kind of like a patio tomato, are determinate. And the difference is determinate only go about chest height, and indeterminate can go forever, it seems like. I think my brother told me over in Mexico they got tomato plants where it never gets cold. Some of them are 2, 3, 4 miles long, where they just keep growing and producing tomatoes. So here's some peppers already kicking out. These pepper plants are going just crazy. And we got blueberries over here. They're just ready to change. And we got clusters of blueberries coming out on our blueberry plants here. Just nice bunches. And I got a little red tomato under there. I see my first little red tomato showing up down in there. There he is, up underneath there. He's just kind of turning reddish. And these side tomatoes, they've stayed kind of yellow. I got those at a different nursery. I'm not very unhappy with them, but they are producing tomatoes. So, and I'm going to keep an eye on these because they're kicking some tomatoes down around the bottom levels. Somebody asked me about these tubs. They said they couldn't find them at Walmart. I got them at Walmart, and they're called Sterilite, Sterilite, and they're looks like 41 quart or something like that, 39 inches long, and they're only about 6 inches deep. Then up about 3 inches I drilled holes in the side for overflow, so even though it rained it couldn't fill them up too much. But something I had mentioned in an earlier video, check your bottom part of your plants first. Even though you're waiting for tomatoes to show up in all these blooms, make sure you look under your bottom branches, because you'll have tomatoes that'll produce, turn red, and go clear to rotting, and you'll never even see them because they're hiding down underneath. Let me give you an example. I think I showed it in an earlier video. Let's see if I can get into this tomato. Where's he at under there? Might be at the wrong plant. My goodness gracious, these plants have turned into a jungle. Where is that? Suppose somebody came and got that tomato and run with it? One of my neighbors? I mean, look at all these tomatoes under here. These are real low down underneath tomatoes. I'm gonna have to check and see where that, get Sheila out here to do a little digging around, see if she can't find a tomato that was real low down there. But check down under your bottom branches, because they'll produce. And like that red one over there on the bottom, even though there's a bunch of little ones on top, but the one down at the bottom popped out first and turned red first. So look under your lower branches so you don't miss out on some tomatoes before they rot. And man, we've been getting raspberries like crazy. I know Sheila's been out picking some today. She came back from her mom's and got a couple of shoots off of her rose bushes that her ma had put in a jar, and they developed roots. So we're going to grow them here and bring the roses from her mom up north. from Alabama to Tennessee. Oh yeah, she didn't get them all. These things have just really produced a lot. That's close enough. I eat the ones that Sheila leaves, or she got enough for her breakfast cereal. Man, oh man, you should be here eating these with me, Larry. They're just absolutely delicious. And you gotta, again, look underneath the branch. They're hiding. That makes the whole thing worthwhile. Look at under here, would you? Goodness gracious, 3 big ones. What? One even fell off. Oh, them are ripe and sweet. Plus under here. Look at back up in here. These are Canby Reds. C-A-N-B-Y red raspberry plants, and they're from Monrovia.com. There it is, Monrovia.com. If you'll look it up, it'll show you the tomato plants from that, or the raspberry plants from that area. And man, they just keep putting them out, putting them out. She picks a bowl full for her cereal in the morning. I come out and pick some during the day. In the evening, we pick a couple. The next day, there's a bunch more of them puffed up and red. And look at all the new growth. Look at all the new growth on here that's coming up for next year. It's going to be great. When these finish fruiting this summer, we'll prune back all them little dry brown ones and leave all the fresh green ones come. And next year, we'll have a zillion more. Oh, what is hiding down under here? Another little red one. That one, the branch broke. I must have got broke when it got transplanted, because I just transplanted that. So I think it broke the branch right off. I'll be darned. The little berries are still good, but it broke off my little identifier of what kind it is. But the rest of them are doing just absolutely awesome. I transplanted them, and look at all the big growth. Some of this stuff is up 2-3 feet tall already. Unbelievable. And try to keep it behind these stakes. Once it gets out into the walkway here at Elm Hill Marina, where all these boats are, when it starts getting out into the, what do we have down here? Looky here. Man, sorry about that. I just got out here after being on the road for a couple days. Can't help myself. This is a garden update. Get yourself some of these Canby Red raspberry plants and put them along your fence line. And man, in 2 or 3 years, you'll have jars full of raspberry cobbler and preserves and everything else. And the tomatoes are doing great. Look up Larry Hall rain gutter grow system, and he's got all the different planting types, where you get your pails, how you can make your own planters, everything. Discounts on those bags, cheaper than you can buy them in any hydroponic store. Outstanding. So talk to you soon, Larry. This is Steve Hall in Nashville saying hi to my brother Larry Hall in Brainerd, Minnesota with a garden update. Bye-bye.